So everybody likes animals, right? Like, I'm reasonably sure that is a thing. It's enough of a thing that there's an entire field devoted to the study of the relationships between humans and animals. So animal studies looks at how we represent animals and considers how those representations make us think about animals differently, both positively and negatively. So its scholars look at art, sciences, cinema, but there's a gap, because they're not right now talking about video games. And that to me is very interesting, because a video game can provide a real window into the culture that created it. It might even, by allowing or encouraging certain kinds of interaction, potentially change our minds about different things. And animals are everywhere in video games. This one, for example, Red Dead Redemption. It has bears, wolves, birds, obviously horses, lots of horses. I can be a horse master in this game without ever having to touch a horse in real life. Now, generally speaking, when a game has animals in it, it will try to make you feel good about them being there. So they'll act like friends or companions or beautiful scenery or collectibles. But they're probably not going to act like real creatures. They might look very realistic at times, but when I, as a gamer, encounter one, it's as a tool or a resource or an enemy even. To get the most out of any encounter with an animal, I need to figure out what it does and why and when. Let me give you an example of this. While playing Red Dead Redemption during gameplay, I might be called upon to kill a bear with a hunting knife. Now, take a good look at me and imagine how that encounter would play out in real life. But I can do it in the game, because in the game, the bear is an AI with a small set of behaviors. It moves and turns and attacks with a certain speed at certain times. And so overcoming the bear is just a matter of figuring out what moves the AI can deploy and how I can counter them. So even when it looks real, the game is persuading me to think of the animal as a mechanical process. Now, in my dissertation, I'm planning to start filling in this gap in animal studies by considering how in video games we might be training ourselves to think of animals as beast machines, living automatons without a real awareness of the world they're in, rather than living conscious creatures like ourselves. Thank you.